From the town of Islip, a news conference going on right now, really hard hit by this storm.
Yeah, 20.9 inches they're reporting.
Reported 22 inches of snow, 15 inches in Bayshore, and 20 inches in Sayville. So those accumulations are concern, and we're still going to get some snow for the rest of this afternoon. So please keep cars off the road and stay in your house. With the airport, we were closed until tomorrow, the 28th. We're going to open back up. The FAA has closed the tower down. So right now, we're just doing the plowing operations on the runways. Fire Island, the report on Fire Island is they did not get hit hard at all. Minor damage. We have a high tide that's occurring at noon. So our contact with Fez over at the beach is going to give us a report at 1 o'clock and see if there's any flood damage or beach erosion. That's really good news for our residents over there because we really thought with this blizzard and the north wind that the bay side of Fire Island would get really hit like it was in Sandy. With the continuation of, we have 150 vehicles that the town owns plowing, and we have 250 contractors plowing our roads. So there are a lot of vehicles out there, so I can't stress it one more time, stay inside. We also have our number that we have to call in. I got my glasses on, guys. You know what the number? It's 595-3595. So please call our call centers if you have any incidents or roads that are not plowed. Again, give us a little chance, but that's our number that we're going to have the public call in.
What area code is that?
That's 631. Sorry.
Does anybody have any questions?
Any reports of accidents, injuries, anything like that?
No, matter of fact, we have our first tow actually going on right now. So the public has just been outstanding and listening to us giving the warnings early on. And again, I kind of thank the whole staff of the town of Islip. They really came forth this weekend and been working tirelessly. And they will be because we have another storm possibly on Thursday night, and then Monday. There might be another a snow event. So these men and women in the town of Islip and the county and state have really done the job to clear our roads off, so we can't thank them enough.
The city is really feeling like it dodged a bullet. They were braced for the end of the world, and the end of the world didn't come. The East End is getting hit hard. Based on what's happened here, is it pretty much what you expected? Are you feeling like you're pretty lucky? I mean, how are you all feeling in terms of what happened?
I think the weather forecasters were online and they couldn't predict exactly which line the low would go up the coast, but we did dodge a bullet in one way. If we would have had 30 inches of snow, you all probably wouldn't be here talking to us right now. So we did, and I think the preparation between the town, the county, and the state provided us with enough lead time because we've been hit hard with these storms in the past, and each one we've learned. And this storm, I think we were so prepared by training our EOC personnel, making sure we had enough sand and enough fuel for our trucks. We had new vehicles. We had 10 go on the road yesterday. So and those are smaller plows to get on some of our residential areas. So as a town, I think we really, as a board, we let our commissioners plan and we budgeted for this kind of crisis. And yes, I think we dodged a little bullet like the city. But I don't think Brookhaven and our 5 towns east of us are so lucky.
You mentioned the airport would be closed until tomorrow. Do you expect flights tomorrow, or?
This starts the process. The FAA will open up and certify the airport tomorrow for commercial traffic. So once they certify that we're up and running, the runways are good, then we'll start accepting commercial traffic.
All right, so nothing before
No.
late in the morning?
Nothing before 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Nothing before 11 a.m.?
That list over there, that's your continued list of priorities right now?
Yes. Matter of fact, we have, through our NIMS training, which is our federal training that we do for us as elected officials and our personnel, we have policies that we follow during the course of an emergency, and we come up with the criteria that we base our emergency planning for. And what you're seeing there is what we planned through the EOC to make sure that people who are fighting this storm know what our priorities are. And you can see the number one is public safety. So we want to make sure we stress that, stay inside, stay off your cars, and let our plows work and our trained plows work, and we'll get everything back to normal.
You said there are no injuries or anything like that. Is there any rescue that had to be made, or what was this towing situation?
No, the towing was just somebody got stuck, and they couldn't get the car off, so we had to tow because that was our. We went to emergency 2B yesterday morning, and part of that is if you left your car on the road, you get towed. So somebody went out and got stuck, and they got towed.
Last question for me. I believe yesterday the councilman made mention of some new equipment you had that was going to be used this year that you've never used before. Was there something special about that was especially helpful this time?
You know, what Anthony was briefing yesterday at the CI yards was what we found out. We break down the town into the 3 quadrants as a planning, A, B, and C. But as a board, we look at it as mainland, the airport, and Fire Island. And what happened was when we had a couple storms, was it last year, we had our plows are too big to get in some of the residential areas. So Commissioner Owens approached the board saying, I can do these plows, but I need like an F-250 that can get in these roads with, tow package on it. So we ordered 10 of those, and those were actually introduced yesterday so we can get some of the roads up in the northern part of town, because they're hilly. So we needed a nice truck that was bigger, smaller than a 350, and so they were up and running and no problems. We've been blessed. There's no equipment issues. I just got briefed by Commissioner Owens. There was no equipment problems with any of our plows. So I said our men and women in DPW, parks, and all around have done their job prepping for the storm.
Can I just go back to this towing? Was this a person who was out in the car when they shouldn't have been, or they had parked the car?
They shouldn't have been. They were out on the road and got stuck when they shouldn't have been.
Did they get a summons because
Yes.
it violates?
Yes, that's the 2B emergency state of emergency. All vehicles off the road. So they went out and got stuck and they got towed.
Where was this?
Central Islip.
It's only one person?
Just
that got
one.
summons? That's
Yep.
Just one.
So we're really happy that everybody, and again, you look at the governor, you look at our county exec, our town officials, the warning that went out to our residents, closing the city down, getting the trains, everything, the major highways closed, was a benefit. And, people are still trying to get to work, so that probably, we'll hopefully get these roads up and
So
cleared.
that person was not out, it wasn't an emergency?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Could you sort of tie it into one thought? Where was the person headed? Where exactly did he or she get stuck?
It was on Carlton Avenue, and they were just trying to get out of the driveway for no other reason but to get on the road. And they were not heading to a hospital or not heading. They wanted to get out and drive and see what's happening.
All right, so you've been listening to Islip Councilman John Cochran Jr. there, who was basically imploring people, please still stay off the roads. Islip reporting anywhere from 20 to about 23 inches of snow in parts of the area there.
28 inches,
Quite a
though,
lot.
in Orient.
28.5. The winner's the leader so far in our snow totals category. It's incredible.
Are we done with the snow out there on Long Island, John? And for how much longer do they have to deal with this?
No, we're not. And Chris said it right. The leader so far. We're still going to see more snow pile on top of some of these very impressive numbers east of the city. I mean, the city missed it just narrowly, and we'll show you that. Proof of that with the radar in just a second. In the city, 25 degrees right now. Winds out of the north, making it very uncomfortably cold. 21 in Westbury, 25 in Sayville, 26 for the Jersey Shore, up to Matawan as well. Clifton's at 26, but with the wind, oh yeah, Clifton, Mahwah feels like 14. Westbury feels like 7. Coscob feels like 6. Now, you ask, are we done with this? No. Look at this one little band. It just continues to bring snow. So Orient right now is at 28.5, so it'll likely, it'll approach 30 inches, and even Montauk could see another inch or two out of this, because it just kind of sits there. In the summer, you'd call it training rain. It's a different scenario when it's snow. Now let's talk about parts of Nassau County. Look at this little burst of snow, very slowly. This is an hour's worth of data, so your totals are going to continue to climb through parts of Nassau County, and that light snow into Brooklyn and Staten Island, light snow overhead in the city right now. We've been watching this too into parts of